Our pitch is just so different than the other companies. It's way different. They've never done any of the stuff they're doing right now. Yo, hey, you what? You watching this video? Of course you are. This is what I want you to do. I'm delivering one of these every single Thursday for you. But you're gonna miss out if you do not hit the subscribe button. So wake up, y'all. Just quit listening to the rest of the gurus and start hanging out with the GOAT gang. Click the subscribe button so we can start winning together. For someone to say, oh, you ain't gonna want this thing.
It's bad.
We look for distressed homeowners. You do know that, right? And this guy came out the gates distressed. Like he fucking said, you ain't gonna want this.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I still owe over $50,000 for it, and homes in this area are maybe $100,000. That's about it.
Right off the bat, he doesn't even know what home's worth. This lead is a fire lead.
I never got hit with that objection.
What objection though?
They were saying that the homes, some of the homes in their word bought for 50,000, 60,000. So I probably, I didn't take my time.
Yep, it's prejudging the lead. That's all that was, prejudging the lead.
Well, if you saw how this place was put together, you wouldn't even want to. I'm being honest with you. The garage that was here, 2x4 framing is supposed to be 16 on center. You're lucky if the house is 18 on center.
These are the leads we look for. These are the leads we look for. For someone to say, oh, you ain't gonna want this thing. We look for distressed homeowners. You do know that, right? This guy came out the gates distressed. Like, right out the gates. We dial hundreds of leads looking for this one guy. So for, let's say, the importance of some of the information, and there's a note section in CRM, reason why to sell in the CRM. On any lead you open up, you can open it up. Quentin and I'll go through all this with you, but there's gonna be a reason for selling right here. That is gonna be an area where if I'm in your shoes and I heard all of this, in this area, I would put husband sick, she's on disability, grandkids in another state, that's why they wanna sell. I would wanna know that in here. Because as you build your pipeline, right? Everyone in here is allowed to have 60 leads in their pipeline. We cap it at 60. So if you have 60 people in your pipeline and she says, call me back in 24 hours or call me back in 48 hours, you call her back, I still need to think about it, give me another 24 hours. Now we're 3-4 days into it, right? Of you following up. There's a really good chance if you have 60 people already in your pipeline, you've been having short conversations with all these people, you're gonna forget some of the reasons why these people are really trying to sell. The thing that's gonna move the needle for them to say yes. So by having your notes in this section right here, when you call her up, you already know, grandkids, husband sick, she's on disability, all that. So I would highly encourage you, and sometimes as we go about our day, and I would be guilty of this as well, sitting in a seat. Sometimes we don't put the amount of notes we should to have information to leverage on the second, third, or fourth call. Because you will find out very quickly, this is a one call close. This does not happen all the time. So most of your 95% of your business is going to come from a pipeline. So I would want to know as much as I can going into that next call about that part right there. That's
also too, Eric, like you're saying that, right? Let's say you did a second voice.
Yep.
Now you can go to that to her.
There you go.
Exactly, yep.
Or you're gone one day, right? You just had you got a brand new baby, right? You got to take the baby to the doctor one morning to have a checkup, and you're not here for the first 2 hours of the day. Someone calls in, Otis, Rodrigo, Anthony, Kevin, Shaq, Chris, takes one of your calls, and they open it up and they're like, this is my ain't got for notes in here, right? I don't even know what to say to the person. And that happens often in here. Otis was gone for 6 days on a trip. While he was gone, the team was helping close his deals because there should have been efficient notes in the system, right?
What are kind of some pros and cons of it?
like I said, great location at Universal, to SeaWorld, Disney.
So like we're going in to talk about the house right now. Tell me about the neighborhood. All he was saying is tell me about it, pros and cons. It's not in the script, but he's sticking to a script, just tweaking some things. That's it. In the beginning, I am gonna need to read it damn near word for word, just because I know coming in here, you don't have the experience to like just sculpt it to the way you like it. But as time goes on, like that's a great question to ask. What's the pros and cons? Great question to ask.
The attractions, it's right in or Orlando area. It's not one of the prestige neighborhoods, but it is the central point. And of course, Orlando is going to be growing close to downtown Orlando, TD Waterhouse. I mean, it's just it's really convenient, and it's no HOA.
Nice. Okay.
I have this recording.
Usually, a lot of
I'm gonna
Florida
send it to you so you can listen to the rest of it.
I don't know why it's like that in Florida. I mean, it makes no sense to me. You buy a home just for somebody to tell you
what to do.
Yeah, buyers continued access to property.
Open the document when you.
That this is the 160. I don't see a bank representative signature. I just see the proof of.
Hold on.
Okay, let me make sure. I got to go on the other phone because I'm on the line with
No, we
you
sent
on
it
the
out.
other phone.
Did you?
Yeah, it's sent.
Wait, they could do 150.
Yeah, so yeah, right before that.
6-8.
Okay. So VW
2 to 5 minutes. So it should be there. So you guys know that our offer is to the closing table getting certain. All right. Go ahead and grab that pen and paper for me so you guys could jot down what they officially have approved.
Okay. And is that sent on the email as well, or do I need to check the email you can tell me to?
So he would have put him on the first hold,
Yeah,
come back,
in the next
asked a few
minute or two.
questions, put him on another hold. Now you're coming back with an offer.
Yeah, all good.
That happens on every single phone call. And then the virtual withdrawal number you're hearing us all give out, it's just a number that's right up here. And every lead has its own property ID number. It's its own unique number.
Okay.
So, Julia, Gary, the offer was approved to buy the property as is the way it sits today. So you guys don't have to touch anything else on the property. All right. They approved the closing to be 30 business days or 45 calendar days or sooner. All right. There's going to be no commissions taken out, obviously, because we're buying it directly from you. And we're also going to be putting on the table that we're going to be covering all the closing costs and fees for you guys. Okay?
You could add a little more sizzle to the as-is part for like someone like this that's older. You can be like, we're gonna buy the home as is. What that means is no painting, cleaning, sweeping, nothing. You can literally pack your stuff and go to the grandkids. You don't have to patch holes in the wall, none of that stuff, which is big for somebody.
I was on hold for super long, and my apologies for that, because they were putting the funds in what we call in our office a virtual withdrawal account. This is basically like a designated ID for your property. It allows us to keep track of all the offers that we make on them.
I know we're late for the meeting.
So write this down for me.
All right.
Okay.
It's going to be V as in Victor, W as in Walter, and then the numbers are going to be 2168.
Okay. VW21.
Correct, perfect. And like I said earlier, that's like a designated ID for your offer, okay?
Okay, so like a coin, like a verification.
Exactly.
And all of the calls these people get, so our pitch is just so different than the other companies. It's way different. They've never done any of the stuff they're doing right now. So it just makes it seem more real. When they're writing down and we give them a virtual withdrawal, and they're like, hey, no one's ever done this for me. Like, it's new.
We make a lot of offers. So like if you just call back in and say, hey, this is my virtual withdrawal number, we'll be able to pull it up right away.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So, Julia, Gary, the approved offer for your property in its current condition actually came in a little bit higher than I was expecting. Offer came in for $137,513.
Okay. But there's no way they could do 150.
I mean, that's just kind of what they approved for me to spend. Is 150 the best and final that I like?
Now, mind you, in the very beginning, how much did she want? 160. So without doing anything, she dropped 10 grand immediately. No hesitation. Can you do 150? That was a $10,000 drop. which again, doesn't usually happen like that.
Like, I mean, I could go back there and check, but I don't know if they'd be willing to come.
So we knew right off the bat, without us doing anything, the deal just got juicier.
Well, 145?
I go back.
She's dropped 15 grand for nothing. Selling the sizzle, man. When someone, and I don't know how, I couldn't say exactly how Otis words it, but one thing he's like, you got to work with me a little bit. Give me something. What can I go back there and tell him? Work with me a little bit. Rather than just say, let me go back and see what I can do for you. And then we come back online and say, you got a deal.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Just,
Yeah,
right.
And that's what I was about to say, like, that's one of the biggest things with me. It's like after, obviously I know that they're probably not going to accept the first one, but it's
Right.
just like my delivery. And
Delivery.
At the next. I really got to work.
Practice.
Yeah.
I can definitely be better about it, but the only reason I'm doing that is because it's like, if you said this, then what's the need to
Why not though?
BS?
Why be average?
I'm not trying to be average.
So why wouldn't you sell the sizzle?
I'm not trying to not sell this sizzle. I need to do a better job of it. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. So you're saying, but why would I do that?
no.
That's
no.
what, it's exactly what you just said. I'm just repeating what you said.
No, then that's worded wrong. I need to do a better job of selling the sizzle.
There you go.
The only reason I have not been doing that
At all.
is just because it's like, you got a deal. Why are you not trying to do that? But I need to incorporate more of that.
There you go. That was better worded. Your delivery is everything.
Just need to be worded better.
There you go.
Yeah.
That I can get from you guys?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I might have to go to Eric on this one. He's the head financial partner. It's
You'll hear these guys say this all the time, which I love it. Man, I went to Tony on this one. Maybe I need to go to Eric.
Seems negative when
But use it. I like, and tell who implemented that. Otis, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
You 100%. I love it, man. Maybe I got to go to Shyla on this one.
Exactly.
It's phenomenal. That's the selling the sizzle. Man, I went to the underwriters on this one. I'm gonna go straight to the owners. It works. I'm telling you, the little stupid shit you don't think works. You got a smart one on the line. That's it.
$82,517.
I'm not interested.
Okay. How far were they off?
I just ran it for the American Realtor Association with the address and a comparison of recent sales in the neighborhood. So you're way off. So I can't give the property to you.
My underwriters were running similar comparables. They were looking at 1900 Doncaster Drive. It's a 1663 square foot house, so it is a little bit bigger than yours. And that one sold cash, 97,000. So it being a little bit bigger than yours, that's kind of where they were at.
I did it so quick, I let it pick the comps, and I didn't have a chance to go through them because I was waiting to see what you would call back for.
Yeah, it also does.
Maybe toning it down right now. You guys were trying to talk at the same time, right? I do this same like we get in the close and that's where we all get excited, right? What we're trying to do right now is you've asked, you didn't give me a number. What were you looking to get? She said, I did the realtor thing. I like how you're using the comp. We're 100% right now trying to justify our number, which is good. But ultimately what we want to do is allow her to try and give us a number.
The condition of the home, like it just takes all the square footage houses and then put them all together and gives you an average. Like for example, that's why Zillow doesn't work.
I didn't put it in Zillow. I put it in RPR. I don't have a direct number for you, but I'll do some more research. I'll look at 1900 Doncaster, and I'll see if that's a comparable house.
Yeah,
then,
I'll actually send it over to you actually.
If I want to,
Them small little things when someone's talking, we just need to let them talk.
I'm not under any pressure to sell. I don't need any money.
After she's done talking, anytime somebody says, I don't need to sell my property, I'm not distressed, I don't need the cash, I always go, those are the ones I like working with. They're much easier, there's no complications, your back's not up against a wall, you're making a decision you're gonna regret. Like those are actually the ones we prefer to work with. Just so she knows, like, we understand you're not distressed. We actually like working with people that aren't like that. It just, because what she's trying to act like, I ain't got to sell the house. Cool. We like working with people that don't have to sell houses.
I have not run a comps on this house because I'm perfectly happy with the financial situation that I'm in. I have no pressure to sell anything, and I don't give anything away.
No, trust me, I get it, and I wouldn't want you to give it away.
It's going to be a hard nut to crack.
Just kind of wanted to know. You said it was a little bit far off. Where do you think you need to be at for it to make sense for you and make sense for us as well? That's all I'm asking.
I'm going to look at your comp, and then I will look at the neighborhood and pick out what I think. So I'll look at that, and then I'll give you a courtesy call back if you answer the office number, that 9458. Otherwise, I'll ask for you and wait for them to find you. I mean, I'll make you a counter offer, and then you can decide if you want to send 2 pages with my counter on it or not.
For sure. I'd love that. Yep, I'd love to hear that. Okay, amazing, perfect. So go ahead and do your thing, run your comps, and we'll see if the counter offer works for us. I'll see if they're willing to come up to that counter offer. Go ahead, just call the office and just ask for Kevin. So one of 8 people on the acquisition team, just make sure to ask for him.
I will. I got your name, Kevin, and I appreciate you spent a lot of time, and good luck. I hope you find some other houses.
So a couple great things. She is 100% taking down all Kevin's information. She's calling him by his name, which is hard to get somebody to do. So for her to be able to say, I'll call the 9458 number, Kevin, I got it. I appreciate all the time that you've spent with me. I believe just by listening to what she's saying, everything she's saying is true. She wants to run the comp. She's listening to everything that he's saying, which is great. I don't know if there is much more. Kevin leveraged the comp, right? The low comp. She's gonna go look at it because she has the address written down because she said it.
I don't want you to waste your time. I'm not an easy touch here. I'm a businesswoman.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, trust me, I get it. It has to make sense for you financially, and the same way it has to make sense for us financially. I get it.
I have a Zoom meeting, and so I'll have time to do this before I go on that 1 o'clock Zoom meeting, and then I'll try to get back with you if I can, if I don't get any other calls to hold me up.
Yeah, do you know around what time you might be available, just so I can put you in my calendar, because I do have a couple client calls around that time throughout the rest of the day.
Well, I think my Zoom is probably an hour meeting, but I promise you I'll get back with you with some information. It might not be today. I don't move real estate fast. I buy faster than I sell.
She's a realtor. She was not getting pressured into signing anything. She really was. I mean, I think the end of that call was handled very well. You got a smart one on the line. That's it. She's going to be looking at comps. She's looking at the neighborhood. She's going to do her due diligence. I think we handled it the best we probably could have.
I've been doing this for 17 years.
Sounds like the perfect type of guy I want to be dealing with.
Okay, right.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it.
Right there. I've been doing this. He said, I've been doing this for 17 years. I would have stopped right there and talked about that. Even the way he said it. It sounds like an older gentleman. I've been doing this for 17 years. You getting ready to hang the hat up? That would have been the perfect time right there to pivot into why. So we're 2 minutes and 40 seconds into it. He opened up the door, in my opinion, to talking about that right there. 17 years is a long time.
And build more rapport.
And build more rapport. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for 17 years, he said. Now he's at the point where he's wanting to sell these things. Boom, just dig in a little bit, right? He's getting ready to finish his intro, which I think all this is great right here. But it's times like that where we do want to stop, right? We want to stop on the pitch and get into stopping points. Those little things they say where it's, all right, pause the brakes, dig in on that right there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's vacant.
And who actually owns it? Is it you and your business partner?
Yes.
Okay.
I own it.
Got it. So you're the only one on the deed?
No, me and Kimberly.
Okay, got it. And are you guys both on board as far as selling? I mean, if we came to an agreement, like we were able to get what you were looking for today.
No problem. No
all
problem.
right. Great. All right.
Another little thing right there. Kim got brought into it. I'm sure I'm assuming you talk about her in the conversation.
Not really.
she's an owner. Like, I'd want to know as much as I can. So a few things right here, and then we'll move on with the call. Been doing it for 17 years. He's at the point where he's ready to sell. We want to know about that. He brings in Kim. Kim is his business partner, not wife.
Business partner / girlfriend.
Business partner / girlfriend. I'd want to know about that some more, right? He says she's on it with me. Great. If we can get to a number that makes sense. He says yes right off the rip. Obviously, this guy is motivated. Tell me a little bit about how long you and Kim have been doing this. I see, you've been doing it 17 years. How long she been doing this thing with you? Who's managing these properties? All these little things that just like build the pain up a little bit.
I feel like I get to a point to where I don't really, which I listen back to it, I see like those little nuggets where I could have dug into. But like I felt like I get to a point where it's just like, all right, we'll just go ahead and get into the house, like, because I just didn't really felt like I couldn't, or I just didn't have that wiggle room to actually talk about something before we get into it. But
now that you hear it,
yeah, listening back, I see like little things I could have expanded on.
Literally, it's as simple as, I appreciate you taking down all that information. Before we get into the house, you said you've been doing this for 17 years. It's just going back to what he already said. Right? And he may, Shaq, Chris, or Rico, only give you a couple answers, and then he may force you into the house, right?
But let him do that.
Let him. This guy's an open, within 2 minutes, you had this guy laughing at something you said. That is not easy to do. How many people that we talk to during the day laugh at what we say? Not many of them.